What's going on YouTube? It's JB Tech Fanatic and I'm back again with another video. I want to start this video by thanking each and every one of you for watching my videos. I am honored to have you and I hope you will consider hitting that subscribe button and joining my channel. Let's get right into it. So today we are going to talk about two things. First off, we're going to talk about Dish Network's 4K Joey and we're going to talk about their newest voice remote. Now, I did post a video a few months back on the Hopper 3, and basically it was my thoughts as to why I like Dish Network and a little bit about the Hopper 3. So, as we progress in time, 4K TVs are making their way into more and more people's houses. So, maybe you used to have one, but maybe now you got two, or three, or four. In the past, there really was actually no one that even had 4K equipment when it came to home cable or satellite. Dish Network, of course, their equipment has gotten better and better. They have their Hopper 3. It's a spectacular product. It's got the 2 terabyte hard drive. It's just a great product. But what about the bedroom? Something that maybe isn't this big and is able to put out 4K? Is there anything for that? Dish Network has a solution. Now, their solution came out about 2 years ago. I got my first 4K Joey at that time. So initially, I got it at launch. It, was in the growing state. It didn't have Netflix available on it yet. The voice remote didn't work with it yet. And then when the voice remote came out, it wasn't able to work on the 4K Joey. So now we're 2 years in. I got another one and I decided to take it out of the box, show it to you guys and talk about it. But I also, because I made another video about Dish Network's voice remote. Well, I didn't think it was the greatest remote in the world. In the video, I said it was kind of, a okay remote. They have since come out with another remote that basically has the voice function, but I feel the form factor and everything about it is night and day difference. So let's start with the remote. This has been Dish Network's remote forever. I've been with Dish basically, since I can remember, and more or less you've had this remote. When the Hopper 3 was released, they released this new remote, and if you could tell, there's a big size difference. Some people liked it, some people hated it. My wife hated it. It just was, I can't explain it. It was just so different that we were used to this, at this point, gaudy, ugly, old remote, that it was just hard to get used to. But eventually it grew on us and everything was great. So, of course, when they launched all of this, they were talking about this voice remote. Well, it took many months for them to iron out all the bugs. They came out with their voice remote, which was supposed to, at the time, be included, and then they decided to charge you for it, which I went ahead and did. It was $30, and this was it. So basically, if you look at it, there was a few things that were great about it. One, it could light up. The biggest problem with this remote is when it's dark, you couldn't see it, right? That was the most frustrating thing. If you're laying in bed at night or whatever, you're, literally could not see what you're doing until maybe you got, used to it. So this remote came out and it was just spotty because their touchpad is great, except for it also displays, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you touched it wrong, it didn't work. The voice kind of fluctuated. But guess what, guys? They fixed the problem. So this is the 5.4.0 voice remote. The difference with this remote is, let's go ahead and open it, is it is still of comfortable size. If you could see, the other voice remote is just a little too small. It has hard touch button, which I prefer. It also now lights up, so you actually have buttons that light up. And then, of course, they integrated the voice button here. Now, on the old and standard remote, it has this looking glass button. It's more of a search. They replaced it with the voice button. So I'll give you an example. What can the voice do for you? You could basically hold it down and you could say search for comedies, or turn to channel 300, or find the sports game on. I mean, there's so many things you could do, and it has now been out long enough that is absolutely worth it. So this is it, guys. If you are in the market with Dish Network, and I believe now if you get the Hopper 3, you probably can get them to include this with it if they don't already. If not, you can go onto their website. You can purchase it separately. It's a great remote, guys. It's perfect size. The lights are perfectly done on it. The button placement is great, and the voice response is just far superior, for whatever reason, to this one. So if you want Dish Network's voice remote, the 5.4.0 is the one that I recommend. Again, guys, I mean, look at the difference, right? It's nicer to look at, and it does much more. So we got the remote situated. We got Dish Network situated. We have the Hopper 3. Now let's say you got yourself a new 4K TV in the bedroom. What are you going to do? Well, guess what, guys? The 4K Joey is a spectacular product. It's got all the greatest and latest features, including Bluetooth built in. Now, on the old bedroom units, though they did kind of shrink them in size, you had to buy a dongle to get Bluetooth. What do you need Bluetooth for? Number one thing that I feel Bluetooth, if you don't already have it on your TV, right, is headphone capability. You don't have to go to the store and buy one of those tower headphone solutions. You know, if you're hard of hearing and you need it, or you sleep, you know, your wife falls asleep earlier than you, or your husband, or vice versa, right? You want to watch your movie, but they don't want to hear you blaring it. That's what that's great for. But the best thing about this, guys, and my wife will tell you this all day long, is the size. So this is the power adapter here, okay? It's just a simple plug. But check this out, guys. So you get 4K technology in your bedroom, and this thing is literally beautiful for, again, we're talking a dish box. I mean, think about 6 years ago, dish boxes were at least this big, right? Even in your bedroom, if not bigger. Look at this. This is absolutely beautiful. Now, if you did not have this before and you're getting it today, obviously in the last 2 years, it just works better. It is still called the 4K Joey. However, it lists, you know, Dolby Digital Sound. You've got a USB port on it. You could directly hook optical. Again, Bluetooth is standard on here. You do not have to dongle it out. You can hook this up through Ethernet, because another great feature about this is, I mean, not just satellite, it is a smart device now. Netflix is built in to Dish Network. YouTube is now built in to Dish Network. It actually even has a designated channel. So you could literally now search with your voice remote, no matter what you have, whether you have the stock remote by simply hitting the search button, or you use voice, it will include the movie you're searching with, Netflix, or any of these smart apps, right, that you have included. You've signed into, you know, of course you want to sign into your Netflix, you want to sign into your YouTube. It will search everything in one. So not is it just, you know, small, it's fast, it's fluid, but what is the most important thing, guys? It puts out a beautiful picture. People always ask me, I often use the Samsung QLED line. So I have several of these now, right? And I have them on each of my QLED TVs. People come to my house and they're like, whoa, That's cable? Why does your cable look so good? Here's why, guys. Dish 4K, they're Hopper 3 in the living room, or whatever, where you have the most room, and then 4K Joeys. These are a $50 upgrade, depending on if you're a new customer or not. They might waive that for you, depending on the program, but I would definitely get this if you have a 4K TV. If you don't have a 4K TV, but you're going to get one, definitely get it. This is worth it, guys. Again, let's just look at that. I mean, really think about how big the boxes used to be for your room, and they didn't even have the DVR. This fully syncs with your Hopper 3, and it does everything, including if you pause in your living room, you could just go upstairs and jump into watching it. You could get 4K Netflix, you could get 4K pay-per-view. They did, the Summer Olympics, Dish put it in 4K. They had several 4K channels, and it looked beautiful, right? As far as specs, guys, go, I will lay them up on here, but we'll briefly just talk about this. It does have 1 gig of RAM in there. It uses Bluetooth 2.1. Okay, it puts out a full 4K 60 frames per second 10-bit picture, and of course it is backward compatible, 1080p, 1080i, 720p, so you could use it on any kind of TV. F connector, it does have one. Ethernet, it has the RJ45. It's a 10 by 100 base, so you're not getting gig out of it, but again, you don't need it. Again, it supports Dolby Digital, and it does support CEC option with your smart TV, so your smart TV remote will be able to be controlled. And just so you guys know, if you do want to use your smart TV remote, let's just take the Samsung remote. Make sure the CEC is turned on. What will happen is your TV will talk to this device. It will put a code on the screen. You'll type in the code, and then you're set. The buttons on the front, they're very simple. You got power, system info. My favorite is the locate remote. So any of these remotes here, by the way, if you lose it under the couch, in the couch, it will beep it until you find. That is by far one of the best features put on this and on the Hopper 3, because we all know we lose our remotes all the time. You got the simple select and up and down button, but again, you're going to be using the controller most of the time. And if you guys got, the old school audio, you still got the red, white, and yellow, right? So this does it all, and it does have IR blasting capabilities to it. And that is it, guys. So bottom line is this. Do I recommend Dish Network? Yes. Do I recommend Dish Network in this digital day and age with Netflix and all this other nonsense? Absolutely. Here's why. First reason, they're limiting our data. We're paying more. We have data caps at home. So after you start streaming all this stuff, all of a sudden you've used your data. Now your internet bill has went up. So why not have cable? Then again, guys, just local channels and sports, that's always good to have. But it's just something that I still think has place this day and age. People are starting to go back to these companies because they're realizing, you can only watch the same show on Netflix so many times. And the best part is now they've integrated all of that together, so you can have your satellite and you can have your Netflix, you can have your YouTube, and you can have it all in one place. Guys, if I was to choose one remote and you had to pay for it, I actually will give the newest edition, the 5.4.0 remote, a 10 out of 10. This is finally, Dish has perfected their remote. It lights up, it's got voice function, and it just is laid out right, and it just fits so nice in the hands. So guys, that's it. That's the 4K Joey. Guys, if you don't have one, go out and get it. I want to thank you guys so much for taking this time with me. Guys, I am absolutely humbled by you guys, and I thank you for being here. I want you to do something. I want you to really think about how life is short and how we just need to start taking care of each other. This world is just getting so sick, guys. Again, my hearts go out to the families of the tragedies of these shootings, and I will continue to pray for you guys. Love your family. Love your neighbors. Take care of each other, guys. Please do something nice for someone today. Go out and try to change the world by just making someone smile. Guys, I'm JB Tech Fanatic. If you have any questions or comments, I do YouTube for you and you only, no one else. Ask me in the comments section. You could find me on Twitter. You could find me on Instagram. And you could find me on Facebook at JB Tech Fanatic. Guys, until the next video, I got nothing but love for you. Peace.